Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace and today is Monday, October 31st. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting, because that is what I love to do all day, every day. And sometimes I am a magical deer thing. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so please go follow me over there if you would like, and you can see what I get up to during the week. I also have show notes, so links to things that I will be talking about will be there. If you're on YouTube, the link to my blog is down below, or if you're on my blog already, everything is already there. I also work at a yarn store. It is called Pearly Girls. It is in Spring, Texas, and I will leave all the various social media, website information if you would like to check us out either online or in person. We would love both. I have a different look today because today is Halloween, and I thought, why not? Because I'm going to be putting this on later. I thought it would be fun. So, here we are. I know that this is not actually coming out on Halloween, but I'm recording on Halloween, so we're just gonna have some fun. You can always be a magical deer thing. Not a unicorn because I don't have a horn, but I do have sparkly antlers. I don't know if you can see the makeup that I have done. I also have eyelashes that I'll be putting on later while we hand out candy, which may require me putting on my contacts because I don't know how well they will work with my glasses, but we will see. I have things to talk about. We have a finished object, we have lots of test knitting, we have the mystery knit along, and I feel like I've forgotten some things, but that's okay. I know I've forgotten the finished object that is in the other room, but what is new? So if you like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, something to craft upon, an animal to snuggle, a laundry to fold, maybe you are doing something that is not as fun, and I hope that I can help you get through this unpleasant task, or maybe you're just resting and enjoying yourself. Whatever it is, I hope it brings you joy. So you can do all of those things, or none of those things, and you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. Okay, so this is our first year handing out candy at our new house, and I'm very excited. I think there's a lot of kids on our street, and there's a lot of kids in our general area, and lots of decorations and stuff, so I'm excited to hand out candy this evening. And like I said, I thought, why not get ready early and have a fun look for the podcast. Do we like this hair? Is this something I should do? It is very itchy, I will tell you that. But that's okay. That is fine. It's also shedding quite a lot, but we're trying to keep it out of my eyes and just adjust these bangs, you know, my purple bangs. Anyway, so what have I been up to lately? I feel like there's been a lot of knitting time, but there also has not been a lot of knitting time, if that makes sense. There's been a lot of like sitting and knitting for long periods of time, but then also things were just really busy and I don't have time to knit, and that is okay. But I do have a finished object, so let's talk about that first. And Sam, my husband, if you are new to the podcast, if you're new, I don't always dress up like this. And I think this is the first Halloween that I've dressed up for the podcast, so yay. Maybe we'll make a new tradition out of this. Sam and I went camping this past weekend, which was very fun. We went to Stephen F. Austin, which is about 40 minutes away from us, so it's not super far, which is nice, and the weather was beautiful. It was delightfully cold. I would dare to say that it is cold. in the mornings and the evenings, and during the day was just very pleasant. I had a bunch of knitwear that I brought, and I wore all of it. It was layered up. It was so nice. So amazing. And Sam takes a lot of my pictures, and he very kindly took some finished object pictures for me of this particular sweater that I'm about to show you. And this is the Hemlock sweater by Joey of Winter Weathers Knits. And yeah, so we've got this really nice stitch definition. It is a bunch of twisted stitches, and this is very nice. You can see the color variation of this yarn. So it's all twisted stitches. You twist them one way on one row, and then the other way, when you knit the next row, you twist them the other way. So we have a lot of twisting and turning going on. It is very cropped. It is very cropped, and I love it. Obviously you can make it as long or as short as you so desire. I have seen other people who have tested this in our little, our Instagram group, and there's a variety of lengths, and it looks amazing at all lengths. So do not be afraid of seeing the cropped versions. You can in fact lengthen it quite a bit if you would like. It is knit bottom up, and then you separate and knit the front and the back separately. Then you do a 3 needle bind off for the shoulders, pick up the sleeves, do the neck, Bob's your uncle. So it is so amazing. I have a couple of shirts that I really love that are the same shape and the same like cropped-ishness, and I love them so much. So now I have a sweater that I have made that looks very similar to that shape, and I'm very excited to be able to wear it. In fact, it looks very nice with these, this hair and these ears. I should have brought them for the pictures, but I didn't think about that. But that's okay. Probably won't be wearing this evening because I do think it is supposed to be a little bit on the warm side. I know for a fact I will be warm, so my body may be a little chilly, but I can feel that my head is going to be very warm. See, we're testing it out now, so I know what all is gonna, like, it's gonna be too hot or not, but it'll be fine. So I think last time we spoke I discussed how I wanted to have a finished pair of Halloween socks for this trip, and that didn't happen, but I do have a finished. That's the Hemlock sweater. Actually, I'm not done talking about that. I didn't really talk about the yarn, did I? I'm so sorry. This yarn is Barocco Dulce. It is actually quite an interesting blend of fibers. It is mostly cotton, or 50% cotton, and the rest is a combination of things. And you can see that it's a very pretty, the core of this yarn is where the color change happens, and then it's got a fuzz casing around it, if that makes sense. I got this from work. I got this from Pearly Girls. We have quite a few fun colors. This is the Onyx colorway, and so this is a test knit that is now off my needles, which is really amazing because now I only have 3, 4. Sorry. I had a new one. I added a new one, and it is the last one for the year. For sure, unless it's something small. Whew, everybody, there's just a lot going on. So that Hemlock sweater is coming out the beginning of November, and I know when you watch this it will be the beginning of November, which is crazy. Where has time gone? And I don't know what day exactly, which is why you should follow me on Instagram and why you should follow Joey of Winter Weathers Knits on Instagram as well. She has quite a few fun patterns that have come out recently, and I'm excited to add those to my queue and knit those in the future. So it's coming out soon. That is all I know. So to go back to my Halloween socks, they did not get done. They did not get done. But that's okay. You know what? It was one of those things that I had put pressure on myself to do because I thought it would be fun. And would it have been fun? Yes. But was it worth the stress of it? No. No. I was too stressed about it. That and having the mystery knit along and all these test knits, it was not worth my mental well-being. No pair of socks is worth that. No finished object pictures are worth that. So I think I showed you this finished sock last time we spoke. This is a combination of patterns, actually. This is the base, the actual foot of the sock, the general sock pattern is the basic vanilla sock on 9-inch circulars by the Crazy Sock Lady. And then I've taken this cable pattern from This Handmade Life, and it is called A Little Hocus Pocus. And I added it to this sock, which is very straightforward, very easy to do. So I did have this sock, and I did start my second sock right before we left. I think it was the week, I think I started this on Wednesday or Tuesday or something, and I was like, oh yeah, I will get it done, no big deal. No big deal. There was a good chance I could have. If this was all I was working on, yes, I definitely could have gotten it done. But I've got a lot of deadlines going on, you know? I've just got a lot of deadlines, and it is a little overwhelming, and that's no one's fault except for my own, so do not feel bad for me. It's okay. So my sock didn't get done, and that's okay. I just let it go. And it'll be okay. But I do have this cute little sock, and I did bring it with me thinking I would work on it, and I could have, but I didn't because, again, I have looming deadlines. But I did knit almost an entire sleeve while I was gone, and quite a few inches on a body of a sweater, so we're really happy about the knitting that we got done. So what is this yarn that I'm using? You are probably asking if you haven't seen the last episode or most previous episode. I am knitting this out of Vesper sock yarn in the Skeleton Key colorway. It is self-striping merino, superwash merino, 20% nylon. Vesper sock yarn. And it came as a sock set, so I have my mini skein, and I have my full skein, which I love. So, I feel like because I have small feet, I usually knit the smallest size, adult size I should say, the smallest adult size I can, which doesn't usually use up a ton of yarn. So I know I'll probably have quite a bit left over from this, but I just had the idea I could make a hat out of this, and we'd have these wonderful self-striping stripes, and next year I could be like a pumpkin or something. Or anything Halloween-y, really. I think that would be very fun. This is funny how this is pooled in the skein. That's very funny. And I may bring these with me this evening while we sit outside and hand out candy to the little children of our neighborhood. But we will see, because I do have to cable. But, so yeah, those are my Halloween socks. Before we know it, we will be casting on holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas socks. But I gotta finish my Halloween ones first. They will get done. And if they don't get done, I will just get another pair of needles, because it's okay. I don't normally do that, but that is literally my only pair of 9-inch ones that I really like. I have a wooden pair and from Clover, and they do not, the tips are not pointy enough for me. I need them to be pointier. But that's just my personal preference. Just my personal preference. That's how I like to knit socks. So next up, we just have a lot of test knits to talk about. I feel like I'm not going to say it's boring. I'm not going to say I don't have enough content, because I do. I know I got a ton done. Just sometimes you feel like it's just not enough, but it really is. It really is. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so moving along. I am knitting this, or I'm test knitting this Feels Like Winter pullover for Becky Clow of Becky Clow Designs. And this is a chunky V-neck pullover. It is also cropped. Surprise, surprise. Doesn't have to be cropped. Doesn't have to be cropped. But mine is, so. Although I would say that mine's a little bit on the longer side. Once it gets blocked, it will be on the slightly longer side. But I did finish the sleeve. This is a sleeve that I had 0 sleeve when I left for a camping trip. And now I've started the second sleeve. I may work on this evening because I feel like I could just crank that out. Waiting. So we do have kind of a rolled hem a little bit. We all the cast-offs are an I-cord cast-off, so that does cause a little bit of rolling, but with blocking it will not roll as much. And we also have it on the sleeve. Ta-da! And then I will also pick it up around the neckline and do one there as well. But this pattern is due on the 6th of November. So in 6 days, or fewer by the time you watch this, but that's okay. Again, I just have the sleeve and the neckline to do, and then it'll have a really good bath. It'll have a good soak. I'll block it out to all of its measurements, and yes, I have recently taken some walks around our neighborhood and in some of the adjoining neighborhoods that we all share common roads, and there's some very pretty places to potentially take pictures, so I might try and experiment with that with this sweater. But we will see. That requires being brave and going out into the public by myself to take pictures of myself, and that is a little overwhelming, but anything for the sake of finished object pictures. But I literally just said, if it's too much stress or if it's too stressful, it's not worth it. The finished object pictures are not worth it. This is a good growing moment for me. So I may try and do it. If I don't do it, it's okay too. It's fine. But anyway, so last time you saw this, I was here, where this little donut is. Boop. I'm not doing a good job of showing you that. So there. So I've knit the whole body and an entire sleeve. What? I'm pretty happy with how this sleeve turned out, actually. With the decreases, I feel like it fits very nicely. Excuse me. But yeah, it's chunky yarn. It's knit on big needles. It goes quickly. It's a good beginning sweater pattern. It's a nice V-neck. My yarn is, excuse me, Hobby Tweed Delight in the ivory color, I think. Do I have a ball band in here? I think I do. Color. Oh, no, there is no color. There's a color name on Ravelry, I do know that, but on the ball band it's just a number. The color is 02. But here is this. And this yarn actually started off as something else. Sam gave me this yarn for Christmas this past year, or maybe 2 years ago, and I started knitting on it. Oh no, it must have been last year. I don't remember. Time flies, you know, I've slept since then. But anyway, I was not super happy with how it was turning out. I wasn't really excited to reach for it. I thought I would be and I'm actually going to have quite a bit left over from this, so I have thoughts about what I'm going to do with the rest of it. And yes, that means I will have 2 sweaters made out of the same yarn. I don't really care. I really love this yarn, and I really like the idea of what I may do with the other bits of it, because this has not used up a ton. I know the other one won't use up a ton, so, but we'll keep it a surprise until I actually start it, because I know that will also go quickly as well. So, yes, this is the Feels Like Winter pullover. This is coming out in November sometime, so keep your eyes peeled. If you, Becky has quite a few of these really awesome, like, staple designs. They are full of customization, lots of size options, and lots of informational ways of how to fit it to you and how you want to adjust it. For example, for my size that I made, this v-neck was going to be way, way, way too low for what I would want to wear, and it's an easy adjustment, and she'll go over that in the pattern, which is really nice. So if you want it lower, you can. If you want it higher, you can. If you want it somewhere in the middle, kind of like what I did, you could do that too. So it's very nice to have all the options, and she will hold your hand through the process, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is what I mainly worked on during our camping trip, obviously because I did not have a sleeve when I got there, or when we got there. And now I do, and it was great. And I read, oh man, it was so nice. I picked out a new, if you are new to the podcast, I am an avid reader. I read a lot. I read on my Fire tablet Kindle thing. I always call it a Kindle, but I know that it's actually a tablet, and I feel bad about that because it's not actually a Kindle, but it's from Amazon. So that's my point. And so I mainly read ebooks and audiobooks because I like to knit and read at the same time. So I was able to work on the sleeve because just knitting around in the round. And I could read my spooky book for the weekend of camping. And I was in my hammock, and I was snuggled up in this fuzzy blanket, and I had all my knitwear on, and there was a breeze. It was like the best. The best. And then I took a nap in my hammock with the breeze and my blanket and my knitwear. It was the best nap. Like, I can't touch my face, otherwise I'll mess up my makeup or my little freckles. My eyes are also I have green down here. No, I have blue down here, and then I have blue up here, and then I have green down here, and then I have green up here, so they're kind of like mismatched. Mixed and matched. They're different. So that was a fun project to work on. I also brought with me on my trip is my fall frolic sweater, and this is living in my By the Bay bag company that I got this little bag from DFW Fiberfest. I love these bags so much. And they are super high quality. It's a very like thick canvas. There are nice pockets inside. I have a bunch of needles in here. That's really good to know. I need to remember not to leave them in there. You have a handle. I tried to knit and walk at the same time, but this project is too heavy to hold and knit on at the same time. I really should have done my sock, but I knew because of the cables it was going to be a problem, so that's okay. We went on a nice hike, and it was very wonderful. And I didn't need my knitting. I mean, I can enjoy life without constantly knitting. Though I think it depends on the situation, you know, sometimes I need to be knitting, sometimes I don't. So, this is the Fall Frolic Sweater by Samantha Gurin. I've test knit for her many times already just this year and in previous years, so the name may sound familiar to you. If you don't follow her on Instagram, you need to. If you have not knit any of her patterns, you need to. They are wonderful. And this is the front. And this is what I have so far. Oh man, that is just so cute. I cannot even, I'm so excited about this sweater. It is going very slowly, but I love it. Okay, so this is the Fall Frolic sweater. Last time you all saw this, I was here. So I've made quite a bit of progress. I have divided the sleeves. I'm now working on the endless body, and we're having a grand old time. This little, very quickly before I forget, it is a little snaggled. There we go. This little progress keeper that I have is from Monster Stitches. I got this also at DFW. Ooh, it's a little maple leaf. And some little beads that are very nice. So I thought it kind of went with the vibe, the fall vibe of this sweater. So you can see I've knit about 2 inches, 1.5 inches, something like that. And we are just plugging right along. There will be picking up around the neckline and adding ribbing up there. This is not due until, I'm not sure when this is coming out, but my deadline is November 14th. So I still have a good amount of time. I know that sounds really scary. I've also thought that too. But it will be okay. This is now going to be, once I finish that sleeve and the neckline of the Feels Like Winter pullover, this is all I'm working on. So we have a 1x1 color work up at the top. It is yoked, and in between each section we have some slip stitches and some ribbing. It's really nice. It's a beautiful texture. I just love how it looks, and there will also be a similar texture on the cuff of the sleeves, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, I'm just plugging along on the body, and I do need to try it on. I have yet to do that. I did, last time we spoke, I talked about how it really bothers me knitting from the outside of, like, let's see, do I have an example like this? So this type of ball, knitting from the outside of this, I really hate it. This is the type of yarn that you can buy that you don't have to wind. It's just a ball of yarn, and when you pull from the outside of it, it rolls around. You can't just like set it somewhere and then pull and it's fine. If you enjoy center pull balls like I do. And it's hard to pull from the middle because things get tangled, and that is a problem. So I rewound the ball that I had that I'm currently working from. I am still pulling from the outside because I didn't need to break the yarn, but and so I'm almost done with this. Someone did send me a video of how you take those balls or balls like that, and you can like pull them apart and figure them so they are a center pull ball, which was super helpful. So thank you for sending that. I do appreciate it. I have tried to do that before. I had not remembered that though, so that was a very helpful tip. But in the past when I've tried to do that, I have not been successful. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't be successful again. So maybe worth a try. But I also do need to wind up another ball of yarn, which I don't have to. I do not have to. I may try and find the middle this time. Because I don't need to rewind it. That's just ridiculous, you know? And this camera battery is about to run out. Why? I don't have time for this today. So this is Barocco Ultra Wool. No, this is a Barocco Lannis Light. Love that. And then I'm using, and I got this from work. And my contrasting color is Wool & Boon Simple Sock in the Blueberry Jam color, which has been in my stash for a long time. So excited to be able to use that. And this is just, I'm now finishing my first ball of yarn of the main color, which is really awesome. So there's good yardage on the Lannis Light. It's a good price point, good colors, good stitch definition, and we got a lot of fun colors. So would highly recommend. I've got 3 more projects to talk about, and the battery's literally about to die. That's very frustrating. Poop. Anyway, we will take a break, I guess, to recharge and or figure out how to plug in, and we will carry on. Okay, we're back. One eternity later. I have 3 more projects to talk about. I have 2 test knits. Let's go in order of deadline, shall we? So this was a very spontaneous one. This is the most recent one. And I'm super excited about this one. I think it's going to go super quickly. And I am interested by this construction. And we will see how it turns out. This doesn't really look like anything. It is the back piece, which is really awesome. So I've already completed the back piece of one of these test knits. It will lay like this, and I'll pick up stitches along here, and almost knocked out my ears, and then knit the fronts and connect everything in the round and proceed forward. This is going to be the Snowfield sweater test, and the designer is Coco Amour Knitwear, and we were asked to, when we talk about it and post about it, to say advertisement, so advertisement, and it is going to be this, which is super cute. So very bulky, oversized, snuggly, and this is what I have so far. So the original one is knit with like a bulky yarn and then like a suri almost, and I decided to go with a chunky yarn or like a heavy worsted yarn and then hold a fingering weight with it. And I'm very happy. I am getting gauged, so that is the most important thing. I am very happy with how it's turning out. It's very very squishy, and I think for where I live, the weight will be better. So I'm using these 2 yarns. I'm using Lannis Quick. No, just regular Lannis from Barocco. I got this from work. I got both of these from work. And then this is Knitting for Olive, the merino. And I'm super happy with how these colors are looking together. I think it's like a rosy brown, and it's very soft looking. It's like very blendy. I think together they bring out the colors very nicely. So just plugging along with that. I'm knitting it on a size 11. It's going marvelously, and this is due at the end of November, and so I think things are just plugging along swimmingly. I know some people have already finished theirs, and we just found out all the information on Wednesday. So, that is very exciting. I got my yarn at work when I was there on Wednesday. Or was it Wednesday? I honestly don't remember. I think it was Wednesday. Either way, I got my yarn last week, and we got that information then, and some people are already done. So it's just a testament to how quickly it goes. I'm very excited. This is a new person to be test knitting for, but it's a very wonderful group. I'm very happy to be in this assortment of testers. Next up, we have this other test knit that I have finally cast on. I was putting this off, and I don't know why. This is, actually I do know why. This is not due until December. So it's very low on my list of things to worry about. And I'm so excited about this. I'm getting to test knit for Thea Coleman. I have never test knit for her before, and I've been a huge fan of hers for a super long time. If you have been watching the podcast for a while, you would know that I just finished, in the past couple of months, I finished her O-band cardigan, which is a new favorite. She's got beautiful cables and textures in all of her patterns, and they are just absolutely stunning. Her patterns are very informative. There's a lot of information, and I saw this one pop up at some point. It was before Rhinebeck happened, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I have the perfect yarn in my stash. This wig is really making my head itch. And I got it, and I was so excited, and so I finally cast it on. It doesn't really look like much. It does have a split hem. We love a good split hem here, and this is all I have so far. But I have started the patterning, and there is some patterning, which is very exciting. And I think and then here's the beginning of a sleeve. So I think this is all, we're supposed to keep it pretty low-key, so I'm not going to be showing it too much, but I'll show little bits and pieces of it. But yes, it's knit bottom up, and then you knit your sleeves separately, and you attach them and continue to do the shaping up around the neck. It's a pullover. There's cables, the little itty-bitty cables. Ones you can do without a cable needle, which is really awesome. There are also written and charted instructions, which is really great. And tons of sizes. I'm using Harrisville Designs Daylights in the Bloodshot colorway. And I don't know if you can see, but the Bloodshot comes from it's been milled with some bits of red, so it kind of has like a pinky red undertone to it. I'm very excited. I've had this yarn for a while. I actually got this yarn from Maker and Stitch, which is my mom's local yarn shop up in Edwards, Colorado. If you are there, you should definitely visit and check it out. But yeah, I think I wanted to make sure that I had like the sleeve and the body going at the same time, because this is much easier to carry around with me. I didn't know if I needed to bring this with me on, or if I wanted to bring this with me on the camping trip. But those involved in the test have said that it's a very easy pattern to memorize, and now that I've gotten into it, I would definitely agree, which is really wonderful, because if you're familiar with her patterns, the cables can be very intense, and there's just a lot to keep track of. That is not the case with this one. It's very straightforward, pretty simple. I feel like it would be a good first small cabled sweater if you're into that, if you want to give it a try. But yeah, this is not due until December, so I can take my sweet time. I say that, and December will be here before we know it, and we also have countdown, advent calendars coming, and that time is coming upon us, and I really wanted to finish my last year's advent calendar, and I may throw that in there. I don't know. And then we have the mystery knit along, so what do we do? What do we do? Anyway, so this is the test knit for Thea Coleman. That's my my fourth and final one right now. Unless I find like a hat, I'm not test knitting anymore for this year. No, no, no. No, no, no. Now we're going to talk about mystery knit alongs. It's now done. I haven't finished Clue 2. And that's okay. That's totally fine. It's fine. It's fine. I've had so much going on. But I did finish one of the wings of Clue 2, so that's good. I got a kit from Stephen and Penelope, which is super exciting. It's Life in the Long Grass, their single ply. And here is my progress so far. So over here we have the wing that I'm working on. And then over here we have my finished wing. And yeah, here's what I have. I'm very behind because it's over now. And I have seen the finished shawl. I've only seen a couple of them. I saw one with pom-poms and I kind of really love it. We will see how I feel when we get there. I don't know if I will continue on, but I need to wrap this up. But otherwise I would go a little bit more into detail. Since I haven't worked on this in a while, I feel like a little disconnected from this project, and that's okay. I'm using some new to me needles, which is really fun, and I want to, because they're handmade, I want to shout them out whenever I use these, but these are by Brick House Fiber Arts. They're from Alabama, and I got this set from DFW. They're hexagon knitting needles. They're super sharp, which I love, and they twist really nicely in the cord. The join is really smooth. The size information is printed very clearly on both of them. And yeah, so I just really have enjoyed working on these. If it wouldn't probably change my gauge, I would actually switch these out to be on my fall frolic sweater because it's the same size needle, but I'm pretty sure it'll change my gauge. So can't do that, but next time I am casting on a fingering weight or a sweater that requires a 6 and these are free, I may do that because I would greatly enjoy. I feel like these would be so nice with colorwork or cables or really anything because they're just a delight to knit with. I love them so much. Anyway, so knitting wise, that is all that I have. I have lots of things in my mind of what I want to knit and things that I want to cast on and things I want to finish, and I am just like itching to do other things, but I have all these deadlines that need to get done, and I know for a fact that if I start working on anything else, I will get distracted and I will not work on the things that I need to. So I'm trying to focus on what I'm working on. I'm using my timer method. So I set a timer for 30 minutes. I work on one thing, and once that timer's up, I switch and I rotate through my test knits, and it's really great. And I currently don't have like a treat project to work on at the moment, just because I have so many things that I feel like I am behind on. But rotating through 3 to 4 projects to me is enough variation that I'm not feeling too much monotony, if that makes sense. So, and that's good. I like this process of setting a timer for 30 minutes. I know for a fact I can get a ton done, and it's a good way for me to like try and stay off my phone, because I know for all of us, if you're on Instagram, it can be quite a distraction regardless of what community of Instagram you're in, whether it be crafting, knitting, whatever it is. I found while I was charging this camera, I somehow was given a reel from a tap dancing account, and I got sucked into watching tap dancing videos, which I used to do tap for forever and ever and ever ago. It's so much fun. So that's a whole other corner of Instagram that I've never seen, and now I'm going to get all these videos about it. I'm not complaining. So whatever corner of Instagram you may be in, obviously you know that it can be very distracting. When I set these timers, it's just like, I'm not doing anything but knitting for 30 minutes while I'm watching something or whatever. It just helps me mentally know that I'm getting a lot of progress on multiple things, and that makes me feel better mentally, if that makes sense. So that's my thought process. I don't know how you do it, but if it works for you, that's all that really matters. But if you've never tried cycling through your projects and you have a lot that need to get done, I would highly recommend setting a timer. And it doesn't have to be 30 minutes, it could be 15, it could be 20, it could be an hour, depending on how much time you have. Whatever works for you. So, but other than that, that is all that I have to share with you all today. I feel like this podcast got a little broken up. I was on a roll and then I had to charge my camera, and now we're just plugging along again. But anyway, I need to go. I have things I need to do. It is late in the day, and we are going to go hand out candy later this evening, which I'm very excited about. I hope you have a wonderful and safe and happy, fun Halloween. If you're doing anything, if you're not, if you're staying at home, I hope you're having a fun time doing that too. I have all the various social medias. I need to stop itching my head. I really need to take this off until we go and do that. But anyway, I have all the various social medias. I have show notes. I have yarn store information. If I forget anything, or if you have any questions or just want to say hi, please feel free to send me a message on Instagram. I would love to chat. I hope you've had a wonderful past couple of weeks, and you continue to have a wonderful coming couple of weeks as we enter into November, which is just crazy. And November is already filling up. December is already filling up. It's just a busy, 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 busy time. It's just a lot. It's a lot. But we'll get through it. We will get through it. 30 minutes at a time. You know, 30 minutes at a time. I hope you, if you have crafty plans, I hope that they are very successful. We have gone over my crafty plans. I really need to, I saw recently that Hannah of A Corner of Craft, or The Corner of Craft, she has a podcast. She dyes yarn and she makes little stitch markers. She's hilarious. She's doing a knit along already. I don't know if it started yet, of past advent calendar projects and trying to get them all done. I think it's in the month of November, and I thought that was very sweet because we all know I am very apt to do that. I mean, I finished last year's in May or something. So, and it's November, and I said I would get it done before the new one, so I'm so close. I'm so close. I just really need to sit down and work on it, but I have these other things. I may throw it into the rotation just for fun. I may do that. It's a wavy biggles. I think I should do that. I think that would be nice. It's just garter stitch. I think I might do that. Anyway, I'm just having conversations with myself at this point. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. You are wonderful. You are enough. Happy Halloween. Happy knitting. Happy crafting. Happy crocheting. Whatever you like to do. And with that, I will see you next time. Bye.